Welcome back, guys, to Episode 3 of the Equinox podcast with your host, Equinox.
And godly.
What's guys? Sorry for get this out of the way for not uploading Wednesday. It was I came down with the flu. I've
Don't
had
let
the
him
flu
lie.
for a
Homie
couple
wasn't sick at
days,
all.
so that's where I've been.
No, yeah, he was just sick. We posted on Twitter saying that we'd make up for it Thursday, and we never did.
Yeah, I
It's,
got even sicker Thursday.
yeah, it's Friday now. We're recording. One for tomorrow. One for tomorrow. We're double uploading tomorrow. So yeah, one will be early, one will be later. Same time, 6:30. We'll be all good. A-okay. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about the government. And I know we already said that we'd talk about this anyway, but so I believe that the government is ran independently. There's no such thing as voting. Like you vote and it just doesn't do anything. Like you don't have any say. Like at least European governments or like same like how we have such high taxes and all that. We pay for everything damn near and we don't get shit back. At least in Europe they're like, "Oh, you know, you can't vote for shit. We're going to take away a lot of taxes, but here's the better part. You get free electricity, water, gas, free schooling, healthcare, transportation. But yeah, that's your consequence. And like it's a fair exchange in my opinion, cuz I'd rather make $100,000 salary and give the government 20,000 every year or 30,000 every year and be able to go to school for free than to give the government, well, than to make 30,000 every year and give the government 5,000. Like, and still have to pay like 100,000 every year for schooling. Like, it's a fair trade-off in my opinion. I don't know about you, Quentin.
Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
God damn, that was so loud. But yeah, I don't
Um,
know. I just
I don't know. My opinion is, yeah, voting's rigged. But I don't think it's to that extent. I mean, I don't know because you can't really say a certain party wins because like
it's whoever, like in my opinion, I feel like the world's ran by corporations. Like I really do. Like I'm that way. Like oil corporations, all that, like $1 trillion companies like NBC and all that. I think they run everything pretty much. Like
yeah,
I think it's whoever those companies want to win.
yeah, I'm not on the same there. I don't think it's like that. But I see where you're trying to come from though,
Yeah,
for
like it's
sure.
just I think the people that feed you are the ones that run it.
Right. I feel you.
But yours made me laugh because I thought you were fucking with me like mad hard. Like I really did. So
What's that?
you're one about the bang
Supreme
bang.
Court?
No, not that. The bang
Yeah.
bang situation.
The Supreme Court and how so the government had that Supreme Court official killed.
No, not that, not that. I was the one that talked about that
This is
douchebag.
my theory on it. No, not that. No,
No.
I'm talking about how they had the government. I'm saying this is what I'm saying though. I know what we're talking about.
Oh.
The government had that Supreme Court killed.
Scala,
Like
yeah,
the
he had
government.
him killed. He got killed
Yeah.
by Hillary.
So yeah, no, got killed by the government. So Obama can put a new Supreme Court judge up there that is more like a liberal Democrat. So the Democrats can revoke the Second Amendment, take away our guns, and put us in concentration camps.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Never mind. I thought you were talking about the one that I proposed, where Hillary said that it wouldn't be a bad idea to have Obama as a Supreme Court, and then sooner, like not even that long after, that nigga dies, and
You have to be like a certain age to be a Supreme Court judge. I don't think he's old enough.
how old do you have to be? Because you're Supreme Court. When you're a Supreme Court judge, you go until you die.
Yeah,
So
no.
I don't understand like how old you'd have to be. Like I know you'd most likely have to be a politician for a while, for a certain amount of years. I guarantee that. Because they wouldn't just let like a governor that's been a governor for like 3 years become Supreme Court. It wouldn't make sense because that guy would have literally no like I don't know how to say. He'd have what the hell's the word I'm thinking of? He'd have no experience pretty much besides those 3 years of governing one state.
A
But
Supreme Court judge must be at least 30 years old. Uh, yeah.
yeah, Obama's way past
Yeah,
that.
you have to be like 36 to run for president, or
yeah,
9 or
exactly.
something like that.
I believe in 2008 Obama was like 44 or something. So Obama's around.
But I feel like, for some reason, I feel like that's not right because,
All the Supreme Court people are old as shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
like
are.
the one that Obama suggested is super old too.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that that was funny because like I don't know. I don't really think that they're gonna take away the Second Amendment. I just think that they're trying to revoke damn near all guns to where it's gonna be hard as hell, and you're gonna have to wait like months to get it
Yeah,
type deal. Which might as well be taking it away. But I mean,
exactly.
like even nowadays though, you can't just walk into a gun store and get it. Like it's supposed to take 7 days, but it doesn't. Like I remember my dad told me a story about how when he was younger, that law has been passed for well that bill has been passed for a long time. But when my dad was like 20 or something, he went and bought a gun. He went to the pawn shop, bought it, and within like hours, literally within hours, the sheriffs called him, said that he can come pick it up, and that his background check was clear. And it's supposed to take 7 days, and he got called within like 3 hours later. Like, come on now.
Right,
Like, where, like they literally just checked the database and was like, all right, no prior records, give him it.
pretty
Like,
much.
yeah, and then he took it away because he threatened somebody. So this is
Are you
awkward.
for real?
Yeah, some guy kept I don't know what it was about. I think oh no, okay. I don't know if I should tell this story, but why not? I mean, my mom and her friend got drunk, and what happened is her friend was like mad at my dad for some reason. When you're drunk, like when my mom
Right,
gets drunk, like she's wasted, like she tries to fight with everybody, and that's how her friend is. So they fought with my dad, and then like they pushed my dad, so my dad pushed them back because he was obviously drunk too. And then she called her boyfriend like crying, saying that like he punched her and shit. So, my dad being drunk also, and the guy coming over sober. You can probably figure out what my
yeah.
dad said to the guy. He was like, "Oh, get the
Oh,
fuck
he's
off my
gonna fucking
property."
kill
Yeah.
him.
So then the cops came and took that shit away. They're like, "And you don't need this, sir." But yeah, I don't know. That's a funny story my dad told me about when we were going to Rhode Island. But yeah, that's just how I think the government's ran. That's how you think the government's ran. I mean, I'm glad that we
There's
both think
that
that it's
like,
rigged, at least.
there's definitely like conspiracies in the government.
Yeah, because I find it weird how, like, you don't know a lot of these people that I'm gonna be talking about, but there's a lot of people like Edward Snowden and all of them. Like, how does somebody work for the NSA leak documents saying that they're like listening in on you? Has to flee the country to China, then to Russia, and then the Supreme Court takes the NSA case to trial, says that the NSA was conducting all those things illegally, charges the NSA, ends the program, but also says Edward Snowden is tried for treason and will serve life in prison. Like, how do you go
Right,
from saying, "Oh, they did mess up, they had to stop the program, owe money, delete all their things," and then go for the saying uh, the guy who released all the documents and let us know is also going to prison for the rest of his life? Like, how did those
right.
two things end up in the same mouth? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I think that's sketchy. Same with, I'm trying to think of another hacker. The guy that made Reddit, he was a hacker, and he was doing something, and he was trying to explore files and all that. And apparently the guy ends up committing suicide and stopping, like he OD'd on like a shit ton of painkillers, never having a drug thing, like any drug like background at all. Like he's never touched drugs in his life.
Right.
And like he graduated high school at like 15, went to college, all that, and he was like, he literally created one of the first like internet things like Google. Like he was one of the first people to make something like Google. And then he made Reddit and all that, and he was worth like millions of dollars. But how do you go from ODing on so many, like on a giant thing of painkillers, to where medical investigators said that if you were to take that many painkillers, you wouldn't be able to even stand? And how do you make yourself put yourself in the bathtub and put yourself in a suitcase? Like, what the fuck? The suitcase
Right.
was bigger than it. I mean, the suitcase was smaller than his body. Like, you would have to stuff yourself in there and zip it up yourself, being like a 6'1" guy. Like, it's impossible. It's not happening. Like, I don't know. I just think it's weird. Like, same with that Scala thing. Like, people said that they heard gunshots when he died, and he dies of a heart attack. No autopsy gonna be taken. Anything. Like, it's weird. You know, like they don't even disclose the body. Like, just I don't know. I just think that shit's fishy, and probably gonna have our fucking doors kicked in by tonight. You know, fucking go, 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 go.
Right.
I'm gonna end up in federal newspaper saying like biggest terrorist bust. Kid kills his family. Like
Yeah.
it's literally gonna be like the show Prison Break.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
They're gonna be like, oh, we found like a fucking SSD 4 terabyte hard drive filled with so much child pornography. Like, dude, like what the fuck? Like, God, that'd be crazy. I don't know what I'd do. And if I got caught, I would literally, I'd be the worst inmate anyone's ever seen. I would shank the fuck out of anybody. Like, I would go in that bitch raising hell. But with my ass, though, there'd be like a hit out on me type shit. Like, as soon as I go on there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's why I want to move to Europe, man. I want to move there so bad. Oh, someone's up in my house. I just heard them open up the door. Alrighty. But yeah. What are they doing? They're like closing and shutting the door. It's starting to freak me out. But yeah. So,
Oh, somebody's breaking into your house.
right. It's just like when I smelled that fire earlier. I got so
Right.
scared. But yeah, the Europe thing, I can't wait. Like I just want to move there so bad, with or without anybody. Because I know you said that you would come, but I don't know, Quinn. I don't know how you would be leaving your family. Like I know you'd probably have, of course, your gal come with you, Veronica.
Right.
But like, could you really leave your parents?
Yeah.
Alrighty. I was gonna say I
But
would.
it just depends what I do after high school.
Yeah. I mean, remember college is free in Denmark, homie.
Yeah, but I'm not the type of guy to go to college. In my opinion, I think college is overrated.
Which I do too, but I only think that in the U.S. Like it's too much money for what you want to be. Like if you want to be a doctor or something, like don't get me wrong, doctors make like 100K a year, sometimes less, sometimes more, you know, but it's 80,000 usually up. But if you are paying for medical school and it's 500,000 for 4 years, you got to be working like 20 years to pay that off. Like that's too much. Like that's way too fucking much.
Another reason I think college is overrated is because, like, there's things you can do. Like don't get me wrong. Okay, so people complain about minimum wage, right? About how it's not enough.
Yeah, you
But
can do so
minimum
many things that will give you way more. And I keep interrupting
exactly
you,
minimum.
and I feel
Yeah,
like an
that's
asshole.
cool. Minimum wage wasn't made to support a family. Like the people that complain, they're like, "Oh, I can't raise 4 kids on minimum wage." Well, whose fault's that? Like no one's making you work minimum wage. Go get a factory job or go do something that's going to you know, get a skill. Like there's apprenticeship classes for like trades that are free and they'll teach you
Yeah,
how
no,
to do the certain job.
yeah, you can go to STNA courses and become like a licensed nurse and all. Well, I think you can become a licensed nurse. I'm not real sure. But yeah, there's like STNA classes. There's all kinds of things. If you think about it, garbage people, you don't have to have you. All you have to have is a high school diploma. And literally, there's two guys in New York that I seen where they both make over 100K because no one wants to be a garbage person, and they both have been garbage men for like 30 years each. And they literally like one of them dropped out in ninth grade, became a garbage person. The other guy finished high school and all that. But like when it comes down to that, where nobody wants to be a garbage man, so they're paying people 100,000 a year to be a garbage person, I would not mind that. I would literally take out trash every day for 100,000 a year easily, because
Yeah,
that stink comes off you with a shower. Like I don't give a
exactly.
fuck. But me personally, I am gonna go to college. Either I don't know. I want to go to college in Denmark, somewhere where it's free, to where I can not have to pay an arm and a leg. But as you know, I want to be a cybersecurity consultant because they make that big ass dough, and
Right.
it's shit that I already know. Like I don't know everything about networking, but you go to college to learn what you want to do anyway. So I might as well learn everything I can and work for a good Oh my god, my voice went out. And work for a good company. Like how I was telling you one day when I seen Google and all them were hiring. Like, yeah, I would be a security specialist for Google in a heartbeat, making $400,000 a year. You're like fucked up, yeah. Oh shit, I would do that in a heartbeat, though, no doubt. Sign me up.
Oh
But
yeah. Like like what I want to do after high school, like uh, most likely I'm gonna do like something, either join the military or do something in the construction field because I can literally I could graduate tomorrow, go down and put a application in for any union I really wanted to, and I could get called the next week to join the union and start doing my apprenticeship classes
see
because
that.
I have college credits in construction and I'm in a program where like that's what the unions want to see. Like I put that on my application, they're like, "We want this kid."
See that the thing is though is how is that gonna work in Denmark? How are we gonna make
Yeah,
that work?
that's the only thing. That's why I said it depends what I do after high school.
So if you get a job for construction, you wouldn't move with me. You would say I'm good. I'll just stay here, relax.
Well, it depends because I it just depends where I'm at in that time.
Alrighty, man. I
'Cause I would
feel
want
you.
to
I
save
feel
up
you.
money, and you know.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to go there broke as fuck, but I will if I have to. I'm just saying, bro. Like, if I graduate, like, say I go to summer school while I work this job, even though I'll be exhausted, whatever. Because I expect to get my two last English and my one science and only have 3 credits to get next year. So if I do that, I'm gonna just end up going to summer school or something, like even on Saturdays or Sundays or whenever I'm off. And if Trump wins in November, I'm out this bitch. I'm out, yeah. I'm just letting you know. I'm literally gone. I'm gone, yeah. Like you aren't even gonna know.
That's funny, though. I don't blame you. I honestly don't think Trump can beat Hillary. I think he could beat Bernie, you know.
Oh yeah, because Bernie doesn't. I don't know. I like Bernie, you know that, but Bernie has. I seen something earlier. It was like all the people on Facebook and Twitter that say that they're voting for Bernie, but Bernie Sanders at polls, and it's like there was like thousands of people on Twitter and Facebook, and then it showed his polls, and then there was only like 40 people. Like that's
Right.
real life how it is. Like people just everyone that wants to vote for him are just underage, pretty much. Like it seems like most people that want to vote for him that are above age are just they're usually all like neo Nazis or some shit. Actually, that's a lie because that won't even make sense. The neo Nazis are all voting for Trump. Let's be honest here. But no, just let's say Bernie's Jewish and he also believes in socialism. So that's two
Yep,
things that neo Nazis don't like: communists and Jews. But yeah,
that is true.
yeah, the Denmark thing, man. I don't know. I want to move there with or without somebody. I'm fine either way. If I move without somebody, I know Tyler wants to come. You said that you'd come, but if no one comes, it's whatever. I'll just move there, find new friends, start my own new life. It's not like we won't game still
You act
anyway.
like, yeah, I was about to say you act like we wouldn't play or talk to each other.
Right. I'd be getting that Goddard net. I really would, though, yeah. Because if you live in by
Ah,
myself,
oh yeah, you're getting the same thing.
right,
Yeah, that's why I want to. I can't wait to just get a job and move out and save up.
right. Yeah, the dead ass, though, since college is free, I would just move, get a job, wait for 4 years or so, but I would pay for that Goddard net. I'd be like $80 a month, I'm down. $120 a month, I'm down. $200 a month, alright, fuck that. I don't need
Then
fucking
I fuck
Google
that.
Fiber. Like, damn, I just need 10 ping, yeah. 10 to 20 ping and I would be solid.
I feel it.
Yeah, that was
But
funny. Oh, go
what's
ahead.
that? No, you go.
I said it was funny though, because Tyler told me him and his mom were talking about one day if Trump. I guess they were talking in the car or something, and he was like, "Yeah, me and my mom talked about if like what we're gonna do if Trump wins," and then and then he said his mom was dead serious about moving to Canada, like she was out this bitch.
Like I would move to Canada. Well, the only thing with that is like moving out of the country. You have to find like you gotta worry about legal stuff, getting like citizenship,
Yeah,
like work and stuff.
that's why I don't know. I was actually looking that up the other day about Denmark, what it takes, and you can go there for school and get your citizenship instantly. And you can either stay in the country, but you have to obviously fill out more shit. Like once your schooling's up, you can fill out forms and all that and keep your citizenship and want to stay there and work there, or you can just leave. But but if you just go there, then you have to be there for 10 years and all that, and then you have to do a bunch of other shit, and you have to be independent and show that you're independent on your own, not have any payments for a whole year. Like, like you can have card payments, of course, but like no legal fee payments, pretty much. So,
Right.
but yeah, I'll just go there for school and I'll become an international student. Fuck out of here.
Some
I'll be meeting some sexy Danish girl.
sexy Asian.
Yes, yo, that'd be even better. Let me find an Asian girl in Denmark, yeah. I almost said let me find an Asian girl in Danish. Jesus Christ. Is it weird that I
No.
looked up Danish Asian women?
No, I don't even think that's a thing, is it?
It is. They don't look
Really?
Asian at all, dude. They don't. They're like pasty ass white with like a little bit of slanted eye.
I'm done.
Yeah, damn, what the fuck? You just chew on a fucking like glass bulb.
Nah, cracked open a Red Bull.
Alrighty. So what were you gonna say before I keep cutting you off and going back to this Danish shit? Because I'm so excited.
I was gonna ask you, what's your thoughts on 9/11 conspiracy?
Jesus Christ, I didn't expect this either. Damn, so. Um, 9/11. I don't know. I want to say that it wasn't an inside job and that it was just Al Qaeda. But then I think about it and I think about the guy that planned 9/11, besides obviously Osama bin Laden and all of them. But one of the guys, the main guys that planned 9/11, he was literally watched over by the CIA. Like all of them were watched over by the CIA for the longest. And then they go to raid their chemical compound or whatever in Pakistan. He gets away. His brother doesn't. His brother gets killed, but he gets away. He gets tipped off by somebody and gets away. And then here comes a year later, he smashes a fucking plane into a building. Like it's just kind of weird, you know? Like how does that guy get tipped off and get away? And then a year later, homie slams a Boeing
Right.
777 to the side of a building. Like I don't know. I think either way, the guy that sold the tower a little bit before and all that, I think either that's the conspiracy or the CIA did something with it, you know. Like either way, I think there's a conspiracy between it. Cause it just,
See, mine is Bush did it, man.
oh yeah, you think he set off the bombs and all that?
Yeah, I mean, there's proof that he did it. I mean, there's scientific proof that there was thermite used to cut the steel beams. 'Cause jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
Yeah, but the thing is, jet fuel burns at 220 or something, and steel beams melt like way higher. But the thing
Yeah.
is steel beams can become weak enough to tip over like that. Like,
Okay.
say,
Okay.
okay, hold on. Say that
All right.
jet
But if
fuel,
you watch no, if you watch any controlled demolition videos, the buildings collapse on top. The buildings collapse down on top of
yeah,
each other.
yeah,
If
which I
that
was
was the
gonna
case,
bring that up, but
if that's the case that the jet weakened the structure, like they say, of the steel beams, why was there melted steel
because once the
in the
building catches fire and obviously crashes down, it's gonna get hot enough. But at the beginning, the jet fuel, like say steel, like I don't know how much steel beams melt at, but I'm gonna say 500. jet fuel probably melts at like 250, 220, 280 or something. It
Jet
will
fuel
weaken
melts
it.
at 1500 degrees.
Holy shit. How much does steel beams melt at?
2700.
1500, 2700. Yeah, that's 1,000 degree difference. Yeah, okay, that's a little weird. But
Yeah.
it would still weaken it a certain amount, and with all that pressure on it, of course it would snap. But if it were to snap, we all know the building wouldn't come down like a fucking, like a
Controlled
goddamn,
demolition.
yeah, it wouldn't come down like a fucking stack of cards or some shit. It would come like the building would like tip, and then that part would just snap off and fall to the ground, and then the other part would just keep remaining on fire and all that.
Exactly. Or how about that the tower in
Tower
Dubai, I
7.
think it was.
Oh, pretty much.
Dubai, it burned for like 12 hours straight, didn't collapse. Made of the same structure type. Or
Well,
and then
that's
Tower
a lot
7, I
more
believe.
reinforced though. That is a
And
new
the
building. That is way like more constructed
Tower
compared.
7, I'm not if I'm not mistaken, it was Tower 7 wasn't touched at all and controlled just like a controlled demolition.
Yeah, which my dad told me that story when he was watching on the news when it happened. It literally showed it said Tower 7 has been blown up before it even got destroyed. And my dad
Yeah.
like that's why my dad thinks it's conspiracy, because he literally told me like what he was doing at that time. Like he was like, I was sitting there, it came on, so of course I switched, watched it, and it popped up like not too long after saying Tower 7 has been demolished, and then in the background you just see it fall. And he was like, no, that's kind of
Also,
weird.
with the steel beam things, yeah, it weakens the structure, but in pictures from the collapse, there's literally steel beams that have like a cut, a diagonal. I can't speak right now. Diagonal
Diagonal
cut,
cut.
yeah, and like it was thermite or a higher burn, like C4.
Yeah. I also seen pictures where the steel beams are literally like crisp red, like they're literally melting right there. And that's
Yes.
kind of weird. Like I don't know. I don't know. It is weird. Um huh. I kind of want to start putting things in our videos also. Like I just want to talk about this out of random just because I want to know what people agree or not. I kind of want to, like, if we're talking about certain topics, like how we talking about them kicking on our door, I kind of want to put animations, like GIFs and all that in our videos. Like, let's say when we talk about when they were kicking on our door, we show like a little animation of some guy like kicking in a door, or like the jet fuel can't melt steel beams. Like we put in a GIF of that. But I don't know if any of those are copyrighted, you know. But like, I just
Right,
feel like
right.
it'd be better than just sitting watching our new overlay. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it'd be a lot better. Am I
Well,
beginning to see something different?
honestly, a lot of podcasts aren't really about pictures. Like when I listen to podcasts, if I listen to it on YouTube, I usually just like shut like put it onto a whole different window and just minimize it and just listen to it. 'Cause like looking at something or like that, I mean, in my opinion, I don't really like it. And I know like a lot of other people that like I've looked at reviews and stuff, like they just usually if they're listening to a podcast, they usually just like put it in their earbuds and put it in their pocket and listen while they're doing something. That's the only reason we want it. So back at this thing, thermite burns at 4,000
I
degrees
was gonna say
Fahrenheit.
14,000. God damn, yeah.
Yeah,
That's melting
4,000 degrees.
everything in this bitch. That's going through fucking cement, everything. Like, no problem. That's like lava. You'd have to contain it in obsidian.
That's my opinion on him. They use
Yeah.
bombs, and also they uh they were doing security levels on like floors like a week before the actual attack. The floors were being secured. That's easily enough time for somebody to come in and put explosives or thermite on the corners of the buildings and whatnot.
Yeah. Um,
And like I think it was like a week before the tower owner took out like terrorist insurance. Also, that's why I'm saying 9/11. Like I hate to take away from everything. Like don't get me wrong. Like I'm an American. You know I'm a patriot. And
oh,
don't
just
get me
because
wrong.
you think it's a conspiracy doesn't mean that you
But
weren't saddened by the
yeah, no.
deaths.
Yeah, like I'm just saying that was a conspiracy, and Bush did it to start war. Don't get me wrong, war has known to bring economies out of trouble. Like the Great Depression, like World War II and World War One, that brought us out of the Great Depression because we needed armies and we needed stuff built, so factories were being used, people were getting paid, and that's what brought us out of the Great Depression.
Yeah. Thing with that is that why would that war start? Would you think it'd actually start over terrorism, or do you think it started over oil and other things? Which is what we talked about not too long ago. I think, like, if that's the case, I
Well,
100% think it started over oil, because people kill each other over
no,
oil all the time.
yeah, I agree there, but that was Desert Storm. Oil was Desert Storm. 9/11 was because they attacked us. That was I can't say that.
Al
Can you
Qaeda,
correct me on this?
Al
Al
Qaeda.
Qaeda, thank you. This is what did that because they attacked our homeland.
Well, no,
That
I'm
was
not. I'm
never
talking like
oil.
what would the reasoning behind the conspiracy board be though? Like, why would he do all that to start a war to go fight a terrorist force when he
To
had the
start war
terrorist
for
force?
money.
Yeah, but he had the terrorist force be a part of it. Like, does it? Like, you're not getting it? But yeah, I know what Desert Storm was. My uncle was in Desert Storm. Desert Storm was because Iraq, Saddam, he attacked Kuwait, and
And he
because
was
the
trying to
oil was
destroy
too
it.
low, Kuwait was bringing down oil, and he got mad, so he sent in tanks, all that, released a shit ton of people and prisoners, killed a shit ton of people. Then we went over in Desert Storm, bombed the fuck out of them. Then he set alight a bunch of oil fields to slow us down. And then what ended up
Yep.
happening? Homie got beheaded. Actually, he didn't get beheaded. He got hanged. His son got beheaded, I think. By I believe he got beheaded by actual fucking rebels. But yeah, I don't know. I think it is weird. There are a lot of conspiracies about 9/11. I do agree that there is at least one, but I'm not so sure which one because I have seen the pictures of like the lower floors, like all their windows get shattered out and it looks like a bomb went off, and like there's no fire at the lower floors yet, so it's kind
So
of like
I got a
sketchy.
question for you. Like I said, there was melted steel in the base of the buildings, and you said that it could because when it collapsed, it was so hot.
Yeah. What was there a
Okay.
certain temperature that it reached and it never reached that?
Well, well, um, what do you call it? Steel beams melt at 2,700, and jet fuel burns a maximum of 1,500. Like that's the highest it can go.
All right, but you just said when at the lower floors. Now, if the building crashed and
So
then there was melted steel, when the building
wait,
came
they're
down and all
saying
that, there'd be a long enough fire to get to that thing is what I was talking about. But overall,
no, it's melting the steel beams. So is what I'm saying. Like they said that the jet fuel melted the steel beams, which caused what is the explanation for why there's melted steel in it. And if you look back on videos, like you guys can do your own research on this. Just like go to look up conspiracy theory videos. You can see like how the side of the building it looks like almost like a welder, like the building is being welded, and it's from thermite being ignited.
hmm.
But that's my opinion. I know there's a lot of people out there that think the same as I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's I don't know. I used to not think about it. Like I really don't like thinking about 9/11 or all these other things, because it gets me to where you're gonna fight about a conspiracy when thousands of people died. Like
Yeah,
they
don't get me
died.
wrong. Yes, it sucks that so many people died for that.
Yeah,
But
which
I
is
don't know.
why I don't like
So the
fighting about
Pentagon, how the Pentagon. So this is my opinion here.
it.
They say plane hit the Pentagon, but if you watch the videos, you're telling me this plane was going so fast that not even a speck of it comes across the video,
Yeah, and there's only like a 12-foot wall and a Boeing 77 smacked into the side of that bitch.
and there's no debris, no like
Oh, there
a
was
cruise
debris. There
missile.
was debris. There was
Yeah,
like
but
pieces of plane, but like
it was a
people said
cruise
that it.
missile is what hit it.
Yeah,
The Pentagon, a cruise missile hit the Pentagon. I'm letting you know that. Because if you go back and look at the video, you're telling me this video you wouldn't see the plane hit the Pentagon?
Yeah, I know. You ever seen that? They said that there's like no sufficient evidence when there's like 8 cameras watching right where it hit.
Yeah, yep. And the plane in the Pennsylvania field, you're
Yeah.
telling me that plane just disintegrated? Nothing. There's literally nothing left of that plane but a mark in the ground.
See, I didn't know. I thought they actually found shit at that plane because I thought the dudes actually brought it down.
No, they said that the plane hit the ground so going so fast it disintegrated. Everything disintegrated.
Well, yeah, that can happen. Like the plane can like well, it won't disappear all the way, of course not. But the plane, like all of its plastic and all that on it, fiberglass, whatever it is. Of course, if a plane slides on the ground and crashes, of course it will explode. But it's not gonna all just disappear. No bodies are gonna be found. Like, come on now, the plane exploded. There's gonna be shit everywhere. Like you're gonna be able to
Exactly.
find parts hundreds of meters away, thousands of meters away.
I think the only thing they found was like a piece of a wing, maybe.
Probably. There's probably something like they just found random. Like, oh, we found a cushion. That's how we know it was the plane. Like, okay, man. Um, you want to talk about MH337 or whatever, MH370? How that just disappeared off radar from everybody?
What's that?
The plane from 2 years ago that literally disappeared in the Indian Ocean that was going from
The May,
Malaysia to Beijing.
the the May. How you say it again?
Malaysian Airlines
Yeah,
MH370.
yeah. How that just disappeared.
Yeah.
I don't know. My opinion. My opinion on that is some Lost type stuff. I don't know if you've ever watched the TV show Lost.
I've watched a little. How come so many
like
people think that? They think like it just went down and like people are just surviving on an island.
like it just disappeared in like a mysterious time thing. Um, I don't know. I've never really thought about it like that, a conspiracy about that, because I don't know. It's very possible that it went off radar
Oh no,
and
it
it
did go
just
off radar.
crashed somewhere.
It said we'll see you later tonight, Malaysia. Well, they were talking to the air traffic control tower because they were going over Vietnam, and obviously, actually, they weren't going over Vietnam yet. They were between Vietnam and Malaysia, which of course they were in international waters. And once you go in international waters, you disconnect from your main person and then you go offline. But then you come back into the airspace. But Vietnam said that they came back into the airspace and then they turned around. And then Malaysia had no other contact, India had no other contact. None of them countries did. And then it goes missing in the sea, not anything to be discovered when multiple things from planes that have crashed in the ocean float. Like, let's be honest here, cushions float. There's certain things made on the aircraft that will float. Like I believe the black box, which is what the recording in the thing
The black box
is.
doesn't float.
It doesn't float. I thought the black box did float. But there's just so many things on the plane that would float. And not a single thing's found. And then now, later this year, not too long ago, something washed up on Madagascar when it was supposed to crash
Yeah,
in the southern
I,
Indian Ocean.
yeah, I heard about that. Like a wing or something washed up on
Yeah.
shore.
And
But
I don't
I
know.
don't
I
believe
just think
that
it's weird.
because like I mean yeah I believe like stuff does float. So you're telling me they didn't find anything, and who knows it could not have crashed in the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, I don't
It
think
could
it
have crashed.
crashed. Personally, I think it was. I don't know why it would be taken, but I just think something happened on it because there was a lot of people, like there was a lot of important people on there. I don't know if you knew that. Like the Rothschild family, do you know who the Rothschilds are? They're the people that own the World Banks, they're the people that own the Federal Reserve, all that. That is their family. They are like literally the people that sentence pretty much countries. Like I don't know, they're the people that I think run the world in my opinion because they're worth trillions of dollars. Like I don't know if you ever heard during the 18th century or whenever Napoleon, I don't know when Napoleon was alive. I feel so fucking stupid right now because usually I'm so good at history. But when Prussia and the French went to war and Napoleon had died, or no, not had died, when Napoleon was defeated and they knew France was going to go into like, economic debt, the Rothschilds were one of the first people to know that, and they literally sold all their stocks in France that day. Like, literally that day. They sold everything in France off and made like millions of dollars off of it. And then one day, they pretty much, like, I don't know who signed the bill that allowed them to make the Federal Reserve. But even that president said, I had signed our country away, I'm sorry. And then all that happened. Same with like how they say that there's a bunch of gold there and no one's ever allowed to go near, which of course that makes sense, but like I don't know. Like during World War II, thousands of countries put things in there. Like Hungary put their royal jewels in there, and when they asked for them back after World War II, they were told we no longer have it. Like you're not getting it back. So I just think it's weird. But the people that owned part of their stock companies for one of their major corporations that would not sell their stocks back to them were on that plane, and they both died. So now he is the sole investor in his whole company again.
Right.
So I just think it's weird. Same with Seth MacFarlane was supposed to be on there. All kinds of people were supposed to be on there on that plane.
Bring up a good point. I've never looked up conspiracy theories on that plane.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's weird. Same with like the one that was shot over that was going from the Netherlands to Russia, and it was shot
It
down over
was,
Ukraine.
yeah.
Like that. Don't get me wrong. I think it did get shot down because obviously the Russian rebels that were there, they did like I think they actually thought it was a Ukrainian thing, like they said that they did. But why was it only on the news for like literally 3 days? Have you heard anything about it? Have you heard an investigation? Because I haven't heard shit.
Nah.
Yeah, I think it
I
was literally
but
blocked.
yeah. Some things just like that's what the media does though.
Yeah, they block out things that they don't want you to know. Like they try to just get you interested in things that happen to your country. It's propaganda. Like you are taught in school what your country wants you to learn. Like who knows? We could have lost anything. Like none of us know. Like maybe North Korea really did win. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's totally false because North Korea is a bunch of fucking idiots. But what if they really did beat us? You know, no one knows.
In the Vietnam War.
No, all right, guys, this is it for the podcast. I'll see you all later.
I was
Almost said
just
the
fucking with
Vietnam
you.
War with North
I was
Korea.
I was just fucking with you.
You are not. You are like
No,
that kid. You were
I
like
know
that
what the
kid in
Vietnam War is,
CSGO.
dog.
No, okay, you were like that kid in CSGO when I said, "Don't shoot till you see the white of their eyes," and he said their eyes are hazel. Like, no,
Yeah, no,
you.
I know what the Vietnam War is, man.
Holy shit, I hope so. But yeah, just saying, propaganda. It exists still today. It will always exist. There's a reason why Putin and China have strict controls on their country. They only want you to learn what you want to learn. Well, what they want you to learn.
Exactly.
It's how every
Like,
nation is.
like in the, I can't remember if it was like end of World War, or the Cold War, when like Russia, the Soviet Union or whatever empire fell.
It
Like
was
they
like
had fallen.
1980s, like late.
I can't. I can't remember if it was the end of World War I or if it was the end of the Cold War. But like, the empire fell,
It
and
was
like,
the Cold War, homie, when the Soviets fell.
yeah, okay, that's what it was. And like Russia, like everybody, like military people just didn't care anymore. They just left their posts, and literally like nuclear weapons were stolen and are still missing today.
Yeah, there was a nuclear warhead that was on Turkey and an avalanche happened and it's never been found.
Yeah,
Same with
like like people came and stole nuclear warheads from Russia because military posts were just unguarded and they've never been found. So like fucking some unknown Iraq or fucking some Al Qaeda fucks could have a nuclear warhead and we just don't know. I mean, it's highly unlikely, but
yeah, I mean, you never know. You know, dirty bombs. Dirty bombs are better than the nuclear warheads. You know, Russia made a horrible, devastating disease for $1. All it cost was $1 for them to make it in a biochemical lab. Could you
oh yeah,
imagine what a $1 thing could do though? Like, and they said like it was horrible. Like it would destroy damn near all the plants on Earth. Like, what could be that bad made for $1? Like, do you know any chemicals that you can buy for $1 that is that bad?
it's just man-made stuff. Like a lot of the stuff on the periodic table now is just all man-made. Like it's literally been created for like 2 seconds in a lab, but
Yeah,
it's
but it's just
something that.
like could you imagine though something that bad for $1 that could destroy like all shits like all types of plants?
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, if you want to destroy a nation, you could easily go to China or Japan and drop off what is the I'm trying to think of the thing that kills rice and wheat and all that. You could literally just plant like you could literally just spread that powder all over and it turns into a famine instantly and kills like half of China's population.
Right.
Like you could do that easily, but good thing that thing doesn't exist outside of labs. Like, thank God. I'm just saying, biochemicals they're easier to make than a nuclear warhead. You make ricin. Ricin is I'm not gonna say it's fairly easy because obviously it takes a long time to produce a lot of light ricin, but when like terrorist groups are being like fucking captured, like their chemical weapons are being captured and they found in like pounds and pounds of ricin. Like just imagine you going across you stealing a Cessna, you know, an easy ass lightweight aircraft, and you just go over New York. Like you fly over New York and then you're just dumping that shit out of the window. Like you're killing a shit ton of people. Like and ricin doesn't just disappear either. It drops to the ground, it
Yeah,
stays there like ash.
it's nuclear fallout. Is what it is.
Yeah. Like just imagine, you know, like just yeah, this is really
That's
about
pretty
the
much isn't that? That's pretty much what a dirty bomb is. It's a explosion and then nuclear fallout.
well, it doesn't have to be always an explosion, but
Yeah.
pretty much. It's just something that will kill thousands of people, millions of people, and it's dirty. Like it literally it's that's the best way to describe it. It's something that a nation wouldn't do. It'd be somebody that wants to cause harm to another nation. Like you're doing it on purpose. Like, you know, like, of course you can drop a nuke on purpose, but nukes, you're only dropping a nuke if you have to. Like, it is your last resort, or another country well, tries to nuke you, you know, then of course you're going to retaliate. But I would say that you wouldn't retaliate like that, like you would shoot it out of the sky, you know, but, oh no. Like, if I was the president and we got nuked by North Korea or Iran, I would shoot it out of the sky, and then I would be having a nuke be blown up over your whole country to where it's an EMP, and that'd be wipe like lights out for your asses. And
Right.
then I'd be sending synthrax through your nuclear reactors and having them melt down. Like I'd be pretty much destroying your nation from hackers and other ways that won't require me having to like be blamed type shit, you know. That's just the best I could say. Like I would try to do it in a way it wouldn't look like me, but I would try to destroy you as much as I can. Like I know if a nuclear reactor blows up, you know, it's only going to kill so many people in that area. Like Pripyat and Chernobyl, the blast radiation is considerably small for what was released, you know, but it's still you're going to hurt a lot of people in that country. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would just try to fuck your economy. I would
I
try
know.
my hardest.
Yeah, and then there's some stuff about like how just like the disease stuff, like the government could easily just make a disease to wipe out the population, right? Half of the population,
Yeah.
and they have the cure, but they're
Yeah.
doing it just so because like the population is so big.
See, the thing with I thought about this one time in class. The thing with that is our population is at 7 billion and something. Our Earth can hold 10 billion maximum, and we're 3 billion away. Now, 3 billion doesn't sound like a lot, or it doesn't sound like too much or something. You know, 3 billion, that's a lot of people for how many people die every second, every day, how many
Right.
people are born. But I will say sooner or later something is going to be done along that lines, which I just hope I don't die to it, as I have OCD over washing my hands, all that. So I would hope me being so clean I wouldn't. But if it's airborne,
Honestly,
then
when I grow up, I plan like when I grow up. Well, when I get a job and stuff, like I plan on saving up, getting my own house and stuff, my car, and then save up. Like put like I don't know, put so amount of money away. Like so, 1 week I have my full paycheck. I don't have to pay any bills. Put that whole paycheck in a savings account,
okay,
and
you're gonna
literally
get a
just
nuclear fallout shutter type
yep.
shit.
I'm gonna get
Yeah,
it. I'm gonna just put.
I'm
I'm gonna be a doomsday prepper.
I'm with you 100% on that, and
And like,
I don't want to
see,
take it
like,
so far though to where we look like fucking serial killers or weirdos,
right.
but
No, like I'm
I'm
not
down.
trying. Like, just make sure I have somewhere to go, like a bug out. Like, if
Yeah,
something does happen, like people may call you crazy, but if something does happen, they're gonna be like, "Damn, we should listen to that dude." You know?
right. Yeah,
That's my.
I'd be down because if I, you know, went to school all that, did the cybersecurity job, I could make like 90,000 plus. I would honestly, yeah, I would save like a whole year's pay, well, like half of a year's paycheck, like Say most cybersecurity jobs when you first come out of college start at like they usually start at 70,000 plus. So I would easily save like in a few years if I made like 100,000, I would easily save 50,000 for that. Like I'm dead ass
Right.
serious. Like I would build a huge one too. Like I'd build one that could store like 100 people or so. So that way I wouldn't feel bad about myself not letting my neighbors in.
Where
But
would you put it?
it all depends where I am. Like if we lived in Denmark, then I would want us to have a house in the city and a house out in the country since Denmark only has a population of like 2 million and the
Right.
country's fucking huge. I'd want
If I
us.
was if I was still in the United States, though, that's what I was
Oh,
saying.
okay. Like, okay, let's say we live together or no? Like, we don't live
Just
in
like,
general.
all right, so you still lived in Ohio.
Alrighty, so I still lived where I am. I would, like, we own 4 acres. We own a huge woods. I'm putting it in the huge woods where no one goes. No one's allowed to go back there but us. I'm putting it there, which I know you might say, oh, but then people are going to see it when it gets built. People are going to see it no matter what the fuck. Like, no matter where you build it, someone's going to see it. Unless we put up huge walls, which I am going to say that we would do. Like, I would make it to where they would put blue curtains up going up the trees and all that. But other than that, people are going to see that there's construction going on, and the most I would say is that it's a house, and I would build another house back there. Like I would act like I'm buying that land since some of that land back there, like we own to an old railroad system, and then it goes back farther, and it's the states. I would buy it all from the state, and then just act like I'm building a house back there, build a house, and then underneath, like literally, the house would be a dummy house, pretty much.
Right. Nah, I feel you there. Okay, so what I would do. Oh, sorry for interrupting. I don't know if you're done or
Oh, I was done 100%. You go ahead, man. I
not.
interrupted you all the
So,
fucking time.
so my idea, if I'm still living in, anyways, if I'm still living where I'm living,
I just noticed what you were talking about.
if
Yeah, yeah, I got you. Is
I'm
that? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
if I'm living where I'm still living, I'm definitely going to make it in Michigan where it's not. It's about a 4-hour drive where I'd put it, and it's literally just it's just literally woods. It's like woods back in nowhere. And I'd literally just block off the road because it's literally in the middle of nowhere. And if somebody comes down, just say you have to turn around, block off the road, put it there, make sure like cover it all up and stuff, and then unblock the road and let people go by it. And if something ever happens, just have a bug out plan. Go up there, get to my fallout shelter, and I would be set. No one know where it was at, except for me and the select few people who I tell.
See, I don't like I said, I would want one that would hold like at least half my family or something. I don't know. I just couldn't. The thing with that also though is I would want people that weren't my family because obviously there's a nuclear war. You're gonna be down there for a while. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
fucking breed, of course. So ain't no one around here fucking their cousin. I can tell you that much. I'm just saying, I would be ordering some like some Russian brides type shit, like, and then I would just tell them like, oh, like, you're just marrying me, but I'd have like 10 of them living in that fake dummy house, and none of them would know. And then there I go. I have all supermodel wives down in that bitch. Turn Islamic real quick, but I don't know. But the thing with that is 4 hours. Do you think like what happens in that 4 hours? Like
well, well, it depends.
like, are
So
you
if
gonna have a
it's,
bug out vehicle too? Like, you're gonna have a souped up ass tank type shit, or what?
you just have like there's a lot of different routes because I've been up there my whole life. Like I
Yeah, I
spent
know there's a lot of routes, but if you're going by car, it takes 4 hours. If you're walking, it may take a day, it may take a week. You
oh
don't
well, I
know.
would be going by car. I'd have make sure I have enough fuel and reserve fuel.
All right, but
I
roads are
definitely
going to
would
be
have a
blocked off. There's going to be a lot of rioting. How are you going to do that? You
if
also
there's
said that there's going to be a nuclear war. By the time you
so
get to your nuclear shelter and there's already a bomb like that has been dropped or whatever, or it's on its way,
okay. So
what's going to happen,
we live
homie?
we live in the middle of the country though, dog. So if Russia was to attack us, it would have to come all the way from Russia to the west coast and hitting mainland. it would be difficult. It would take a while. Plus, okay, so if they hit Chicago, we would have so much advance time to get there, and I'd be away from
If it hit
Chicago.
Chicago, you would be perfectly fine, most likely.
I
Until the radiation obviously started like being carried by wind. But if the
nuclear
bomb just
fallout,
got
right?
dropped, you wouldn't die. Like you would be perfectly fine for a bit.
Yeah, so I'd be able to get out, and we would like they would let us know, you know.
Yeah. Well,
So
maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of antsy on that because not too long ago, like in 2012 or something, no, not 2012, it was like 2010 or something, there was a meteor that was almost about to hit us, and it was supposed to pretty much destroy like half the world, and they didn't tell us until it passed. They were like, "Oh, it missed. Our calculations were wrong. We're sorry for not telling you." And then that's why NASA now has the meteor, whatever the hell it's called, meteor defense system, where they're tracking all known meteors that are within our solar system that are able
but
to
you
hit
know why they
us
didn't do that?
to cause panic because it came out of nowhere
Panic.
apparently.
Yeah. And the thing with nuclear, they probably wouldn't. I don't know. They would first they would try to shoot it down. They would
Yeah,
scramble
but if that
jets
failed,
and
then of course they'd have to say anyone within this area try to
right.
leave.
They would say get to a fallout shelter or whatever. I know a fallout shelter is. There's a fallout shelter like a half hour away from our house.
I don't
I
know
looked this
where
up.
one is. Yeah, I'd have to look it up.
I
Um,
already looked it up.
oh no, I would hope my
They
buddy that lives in North Dakota and that works on news, I'd hope he'd post on Facebook some shit. Like, yeah, you better fucking post something on Facebook, homie, when I'm
and
about
if
to
it
get
hit the
fucking
west
striked.
coast, it would take a couple of days for the wind to carry nuclear fallout the distance.
Yeah.
And
Um,
who knows, the wind patterns may not even cause the nuclear fallout to go all the way to the east coast or hit the mainland.
yeah, exactly. Which is why, like, if it hit Chicago, you'd be perfectly fine for the longest. Like, it would be a few
Well,
days.
I live about 2 hours away from Chicago,
Uh,
so it would be here within a day,
alright.
maybe not even a day. It just depends.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think having it so far away is kind of risky, but having it too close is also risky.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if I build it where I want to build it, I have neighbors. What the hell are Jehovah's gonna think when they're in church praying and all they see is a giant crane lowering down cement and shit? And not to mention, I would do the company, like, there's a company in Chicago or whatever where they hire out of state contractors, all that, so that way you'd never be, like fucked with.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I would do that. But also, part of me says I might just do it down south of Ohio or near Mohican, which is our nature reserve that has thousands and thousands of acres of wild forest. And I would just buy one of those plots and be like, this is what I'm building. All right, state. All right, there we go. Because obviously, you'd have to let the state know you're building that shit. Because you can't just
Well,
out of nowhere.
it depends. You
No,
buy the land, you don't have to tell them.
but you may fuck with something. So usually you do have to tell them. If you were to build a house, even on country land, you'd have to let the county know that you're building
Well,
that
yeah,
house.
you would
So
have to let so you could get pipes and stuff. Mark,
yeah, which
but
is why I'm saying like you would have to let that county know, and usually the county would go to the state and ask if anything's there just to make sure, because the county may not know that maybe, let's say there's an aquifer underneath where you're building. Maybe the chemicals from the cement and all that may soak into the soil and dilute the aquifer, and you just pretty much poisoned an aquifer, you know.
yeah.
So that's why I'm saying like either way, people are gonna know. Like no matter what you do, someone's gonna know. Like you may go tell your parents that you built one, tell them not to tell anybody. Your mom may be a blabbermouth. She posts on Facebook. Then you have to go shoot the bitch and hide there for the rest of your
Yeah,
life.
I'd fucking God kill her. Nah, I'd make sure my parents like I like my parents think I'm weird or something because I talk about it, but like honestly, no. Like they're gonna think that shit till something actually happens. They're like, damn, I should have listened to them.
See, man, you're already becoming a serial killer. I already know about your choking cat fetish.
What the fuck?
Yeah, we're going on an hour, by the way. Just letting you know.
Yeah, see that.
Would you like to call it here or no?
Yeah, anything else to talk about, man?
No, not really.
Oh, I actually want to talk about something.
Oh,
Hey,
go
so what's your
on.
thoughts on Hitler?
Jesus, will you stop? You just
I'm being
put me.
serious.
Think he was a great man? Not really. Let me just stop there before I actually finish man part. Hitler, he, in my opinion, he was what he is. He's a murderer. He committed genocide. Um, I I'm not very religious, but I am agnostic. You know, I believe that there is a God, but I don't believe any religion really fits me how I feel. And even if I was, like I said, I was a Christian, I would still think I don't have to go to church every day or every week to think that God loves me. You know, like I feel like God loves everybody as long as you're a decent human being, you do decent things, and you're not, committing murder and genocide. But yeah, I just like I respect all religions. I actually really do like Judaism and Islam. I really do like those religions for how close people get to it. Like to get so close to religion, it kind of makes me want to convert to that, to see what it's really about. But the thing with being any of those religions is not many of those people, like where I live, like a lot of Jews and all that. Like we have a Jewish high school here, we have a Jewish church. Well, it's not called a church, but we have all those things here, and they all go to that school and all that because they're not really accepted type deal. Because obviously you're a religion that's out of minority in the United States. Same with Muslims here. Now the Muslims don't have their own school, but they do have. It's not so much a synagogue, but they have their own actual building uptown that is called Muslim. Obviously, my city community, and it's a giant building where they all go and pray and all that. And I believe they do teaching there. So it's just to be those religions, you have to be fully accepted of what you're gonna be doing, type deal. So obviously, I think Hitler was a horrible person. He was a drug abuser. I'm glad he took his own life, which even then, I don't think he actually took his own life. But let's save that, obviously, for something else. I don't know. I just think he was a horrible person overall.
Okay, so my thoughts on Hitler. He was very demented. He had mental problems. Obviously,
Yeah, he was a drug abuser. Of course, he
he
had mental
had
problems.
he
He did
had the
methamphetamine
vision
out the
of
ass.
he had the a vision of what's the word I'm looking for here? A uh, like that certain race is
Um,
the power race. What's it called?
Aryan race. He believed the Aryans were the power, which is white people.
Yeah, yeah, I know the Aryans. But what's it called? That race, like, there's a word for it. They say is the dominant race or whatever. But he believed the Aryans were, the dominant race. So Jewish and people of that. So he was messed up for that. He definitely was. He was dementic and a horrible person. But on the other hand, he brought Germany out of a Great Depression.
But he
I
also
don't know
put it
if
in a
you.
Great Depression.
Not necessarily.
No, because
Yeah,
after World War II,
after
they
World War
made
Two,
Germany pay
they made
everything
Germany
back.
pay and give back land. But at that time, he brought Germany out of a Great Depression. I mean, he was a smart man in that sense, but he also was an evil man
See, the
because
thing with the
what he
economy
did.
back then, though, also is it was in depression because of World War One. He got it out, then blamed the Jews for World War One, and killed them all. And then he put Germany back into a Great Depression, which was even worse. Like the World War Two Great Depression that happened for damn near everybody was even worse than what it was after World War One. Because World War Two, so many more people died because technology was just so more advanced then. Like by then,
That's true.
people weren't shooting each other with. Well, they were still using
They just
Springfields.
didn't pay back the United States till like 2012 was the last thing they gave to the United States,
Yeah, but
if
they
I'm not
also
mistaken.
really like the Vars, whatever the fuck it's called, wasn't really about the United States. Although we, of course, we lost a lot of shit, so we did want it. But it was more them paying back France and England and rebuilding all their shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Well,
know
they
if you
paid us
know,
back because we weren't going to get into World War II. We were trying to keep our nose out of it. The only reason we joined World War II is because Japan attacked us,
Well,
and then we
also,
declared war on Japan, and then Germany and France declared war on us.
Hitler sent a thing to Mexico saying that if Mexico had attacked, he'd help them, and
Yeah,
he would let them keep what we had taken
but
from
we
them.
intercepted that
Yeah.
and told Mexico if they tried to fuck with us, we were gonna
Also,
kill them.
what's it called? Germany blew up one of our ships that was delivering things to England, but it had so many like passengers on it, and they pretty much killed all those passengers just because they like it had weapons on board. Like they pretty much killed thousands of people just because we had fucking guns being delivered.
What? That was World War One, man.
That was World War One. I thought that was World War Two.
Yeah. That was World War One where they sank the Lusitania, I believe it was what it was called, or something of that nature.
Alrighty. I don't know. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
look that up because I feel like it was World War Two, but you're almost 100% right. I guarantee it because you just knew the name off the top of your head.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No, the reason we didn't declare war on Germany. We declared war on the
Japan.
Emperor of Japan, and then we declared war on them, and Germany declared war on us, and that's how we got into World War II.
Yeah, and then we nuked the fuck out of Japan twice.
We knew we knew Japan, we knew Hiroshima and the other place, and they surrendered to us, and we just pretty much
That surrender though,
overran.
oh, I just accidentally smacked the fuck out of my mic. That surrender was really weird because we pretty much said either give up or we're gonna drop another. And then they were like, all right,
Yeah,
we only give up if our emperor can stay emperor. And we were like, okay. Like, we're out
yeah.
of here.
And the all really Hitler caused it himself the World War II because he retreated from
Yeah,
I think it was Berlin, or he retreated from Great Britain, and they gave Great Britain he could have wiped out Great Britain, but he retreated, and that's what
but
fueled
another thing
Hitler.
is he like I don't want to talk about this too much because I'd like to talk about this for the next one, man. Like I really don't want to talk about this because this is like a huge topic. Like I love this topic. Like this is one of the things that I am so fond of in history is World War II because of how crazy dramatic it was and how much people fucked up, like in a sense.
Okay.
So like, can we just please stop the video here?
All right. Well, we won't stop it right here. We'll do our usual thing. Ask your week. So, how was your week?
My week was pretty great. You know, I got them fucking creds. Gotta get that shit up. Um, hold on, I'm writing down this topic by the way. Yeah, it was just, it's what it always is. High school drama, that shit. You know, where you kind of want to kill yourself a little bit. Um, so you know, at night I eat a raw potato. Don't ask me why. Then I sit in the bathtub with the razor blade in my hand and cry.
uh, my week, my week
I
was
didn't
all
even ask
right.
you how yours was. You just
Yeah.
went on.
I just did it. No, my week was actually kind of crappy to be honest. Monday I went to school
I was about to
and
ask you, by the way, just so that way you know that I was about to ask you. I just tried to think of more things to talk about, but
yeah,
it's
I
okay.
figured. But no, Monday I went to school, but it was a normal Monday. I stayed up rather late that Sunday night and woke up late, or just went to school, right. Monday was normal. Then Tuesday I woke up and I had the worst stomach ache I've had in like 6 months. My stomach hurt so bad. But
I
I
like
went
how
to
you said
school.
6 months. That's what was like so fucking descriptive. Like, what happened in 6 months?
But like my stomach hurt so bad, but I was like, I'm gonna go to school, and I just got to school, and like it was really just getting worse, and like my head started hurting, and like got the worst headache I've ever had in my life, like just throbbing on the top of my skull, and literally
Oh,
like
it
my
was
stomach
like,
was,
damn, it was like
uh,
one of those things that felt like your brain was like growing.
yes, it sucked. So I text my mom and was like, "Are you up?" And she didn't reply for like an hour. So I'll text my dad, and like my dad knew because I never text my dad for anything to come home, or so I was like, "Yo, Dad, can you try to get a hold of Mom? I'm not feeling good." He was like, "She's probably sleeping, but I can try." I was like, "All right, thank you." And I told him. He was like, "Yeah, you probably got the flu." My mom called me. I was like, "Yeah, I come pick you home up." I literally came home and literally slept for like 6 hours. That's why we didn't record Tuesday and upload Wednesday because like literally just slept all day and did not feel good. Wednesday, I woke up and it was just, I had the same headache like all day, just throbbing. My nose is all stuffed up, my sinuses. You can probably still tell now, but like, oh, worse. And then Thursday, I had to go to school because I had to take a test and turn in 2 packets because I had an F in U.S. history. I don't know how I have an F in U.S. history. As you just heard, I'm rather good at U.S. history and the
Yeah.
history of the world. Um, but I had to take that, and I brought an F up to a C, and I should be good for now. And then today I didn't go because I didn't feel good, very good today either. I still had a lingering headache, and my sinuses were still bothering me. But
I still think that's
yeah,
funny that I stayed home. Oh shit. Yeah, though.
yeah,
I don't know. I kind of do want to talk about the like just so-called history. Yeah, 'cause that's why I love history. Because history, it's ever changing, and it's
literally
facts.
like
It's almost always
yesterday was
facts.
history, you know?
Right. Like history is always ever changing. Like it will never be. Well, it will always be the same. But history, there will always be something that will be written down this day in a book and presented in the past. Well, presented in the
Exactly.
future. Yeah, I cannot think of words right now, but it's just that's why I love it because it's. I especially love wars to be exact, to be honest, because I don't really care about much else in history. Like I'm not a big fan of like I like political things and all that in history, like Gandhi. Like I really do like Gandhi. I like Einstein, all he did, and Newton. But I'm more of a person that's interested in wars, and I don't know everything because you'll never know everything. You'll always mess up, also, like I did. Because I swear to God,
Right.
that boat was sank in fucking World War II, but it's whatever.
But yeah, no. Um. So I had got we'll maybe start a new. Oh, you know what? We can start a new segment right now. Twitter moments. Go to your Twitter and look up moment or the little moments. It's like moments that are trending right now.
Why don't we
We
just
do
talk
that.
about those?
Yeah. I don't know what you think.
Oh, yeah. Tell me why if I was a girl, I'd do you. That was actually really gay. Alright, this is getting cut out. No one's getting to know this shit. Alright.
um. Let's see. It's something. So today, a plane reportedly crashed in Russia, according to officials. At least 55 people are feared dead after a Boeing passenger jet traveling from the United can't talk. You know what? Can't say it. Arab something. You know what? I can't talk. I can't read
I don't
either.
see what you're talking about. I have nothing in worldwide trends like that.
Don't have nothing. No moments
Where's moments?
at the very top. Home
Oh.
moments notifications.
Oh, okay, I see it. Oh, yeah. Kim Kardashian's diaper bag is not like your diaper. What the fuck? This is some shit that I don't want to talk about. Why am I looking at all those? Besides the plane one. For your dad, after a Boeing passenger jet traveling from the United Arab Emirates to Rostov-on-Don near the Ukrainian border crashed over Russian territory more as the story develops. Passenger
Mm.
jet. Only 55 people? That's not a lot for a Boeing 77.
But it's from
It's
Arab.
from United it's from
Or
United Arab Emirates, which
yeah,
is a big country. That is a rich ass country. I would figure
yeah,
more people.
but going to like Ukraine, maybe not a lot of people, and it's a
Oh
night
yeah.
flight.
Yeah, and it's
So
a well, it's not a war zone, but I'm pretty sure that there is a thing saying that it's best not to travel there. Like there's a travel notice by almost all
yeah.
countries saying it's
Oh
best if you
wow,
just stay
scroll
home.
down. There's a video of it.
Oh shit, there. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yo,
almost looks like a bomb goes off in the back.
right.
Oh, that's sad.
Damn, yeah.
I got a question. I don't know if you're big into sports or not, but did
Um,
you fill out a bracket for the March
no.
Madness?
No,
No.
I'm not a fan of basketball, although I did used to play it. I'm not a fan of
Yeah,
anything really.
I'm not a real big fan of basketball, but like, and I don't even follow, but every year I feel I'll back it. And like, I thought this was gonna be my year where I get out of the first round. I get the first round completely right. First day, of course, there's an upset. I was so salty. And I watched the game too. It was the Butler Yale game. Indiana won.
Damn. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen.
But oh wait. And another thing, I got some like if you guys are watching, if you guys watch all the way through and you're really enjoying it, make sure you leave a like and all that. It really helps us and motivates us to keep going. But tell us anything you we could do different, like what we could do different. If there's something we can improve on, something you think we should do to make the podcast better.
We all good?
I, I think that's about it for me.
Alrighty, guys. I think we're done with this one. I'm almost positive we're done. Anyway, it's going on to an hour and 15 minutes. I hope you all enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell us anything different. Like Quentin already said, don't know why I'm repeating it. I just always, it's just what I always usually say. At least like, comment, subscribe. But we'll see you in the next podcast.